Really, any English Tom.
It's the Villains Talk Show
I'm Snooky.
with
No, an English
C4,
Tom.
Sarah Vike, Insanieac, and the Great Grease Goblin. Wow, that was so loud. I hope that wasn't loud for everyone like it was for me. Damn. Ow. My ears. Hello and welcome to the Villains Talk Show podcast. We are your hosts, as you can see. Beside me is the lovely Sarah Vike. In the ether is the Great Grease Goblin and Sir Jeremy. And I, of course, am C4. Hello and welcome.
No, you're not.
No, that he's not here today.
He's an imposter. Don't believe him.
And today is Wednesday, so today is talk show day. Every Wednesday we do talk shows. Sundays we do 2-shot Sundays. Do like a one-shot kind of D&D thing, but we spread it over 2 shots because we don't lie to ourselves and we take forever to do like one thing, so it's become 2 shots.
Oh,
Yeah.
Unlike some people, like
It
me and
just takes
Jeremy.
John a long time to burn everything down.
No, it's more like me and Jeremy
The
are
arsenic,
actually
yeah.
prepared for these one-shots, so they get done in 1 shot.
It's more like John just takes forever to burn everything down, and everyone else's.
Anyway, so as you can see, we talk about random things. We had fun. We don't really have rhyme or reason to what we do, but we always have a topic. And today's topic is the most dreaded topic of any creator. The bane of my writing life. And pretty much my entire 20s. Motivation. Ugh. The great motivator.
The great demotivator.
Yeah, seriously. Motivation. I mean, does it really need a goddamn explanation? We've all dealt with it. It's either
What is motivation?
what is. Yeah, why don't you tell us, Mr. Young and full of life and under 25?
That's what I'm asking you.
No. You get to define it for me, and then I get to tell you my crippling reality of what it is.
No one wants crippling reality. Please don't.
So please, Grease Goblin, tell us, what is motivation to a supple young, early 20-year-old?
I have no idea.
Oh,
That's what I was actually asking.
So you have
He was
no idea.
actually asking the question.
No concept of what is motivation. You just I'm not going to say anything, but I mean, you live a pretty lazy life. I can assume you live with amicable means would be the words for it. No, that'd be incorrect. Doesn't matter. Point is, goddamn young people. What is motivation, man? Motivation is 3 things. Because I've dated... so, if you have depression, it's a whole nother monster. We can get to that in a bit. But, if you... Just regular motivation comes from fucking just getting out of bed on a weekend. Like, you wake up at 10 o'clock. You've just worked all week. And your boss has ridden your ass for no reason. Because he's yelling at you about shit that really doesn't fucking matter. And then you're laying in bed and it's a Saturday and you look outside and it's fucking gorgeous outside. But you are more inclined to just say fuck it. And by the time you actually roll out of bed, it's 6 o'clock and you've wasted a day. But you had no reason to get out of bed. Like, motivation. And the other thing about lack of motivation, man, is it's a feeling. Like, it's a mental state and a feeling because you can tell yourself any fucking reason why you don't want to do something. It doesn't matter. It can be the smallest reason why you think you shouldn't do this or why you should just decide not to. But, like, it becomes your hook, your crutch. Oh, fuck, it's already 1 p.m. If I go out now, it'll be like 4 and you'll be late in the day. Like, no, I've used that reason. Like, fuck. Like, oh my god, it's afternoon. It's noon. I guess I'm fucked. I've already wasted my day. I guess I should just stay home. Like, any reason that your mind comes up to becomes a reason to do nothing, and it's easy. We've talked about that before on the show about the path of least resistance, and how the easiest path is usually the deadliest because it and that's what lack of motivation is just constantly veering yourself to the path of least resistance, and then you wake up like I do a decade later in your life and you're like, holy fuck, I'm doing nothing that I wanted to do. Fuck all. And then it becomes surreal. Then you have a choice either to just say fuck it or to actually do something. And I know a lot of people who just said fuck it. So it's fun is what motivation can be. It can be really fun. At the same time, just as motivation can be depressing, there's sometimes like I'll be honest, I get a new significant other, it is super easy for me to motivate. It's super easy for me to motivate. It's not even that you could say because I want to see them, even though that's part of it. The other part of it is like, man, I have all this energy. I'm so full of joy for the next at least 3 months while I'm in the romantic period of this relationship. Before I get the usual, what I usually do, which is get cold feet and run. Sarah. Or, no, Jeremy. I need someone to relate to my cold, harsh reality.
Yeah, I was laughing mostly because I relate to almost exactly all of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
please do tell.
Yeah, man, sometimes it's just getting out of bed. That's the first step. Forcing myself to have a shower, and then I find myself awake. But at the same time, like you said, get that new significant other, right? Just find the motivation to do what you need to.
Even showering can be fucking oppressive. Fuck, why do I need to shower? I showered 2 days ago, man. It's not like I'm leaving the house.
You gotta force it. Like, no, if I do this, and then I'll do the rest of my day. If I don't do this, then I'm gonna be a lazy piece of shit. I'm not doing nothing.
It's definitely so easy to be able. I've recently discovered that if I wear my Snuggie, put on my Snuggie, and then my robe on top of my Snuggie, it creates a 160 degree or a 360 degree robe around my body, so I can like always be perfectly robed. And like I'm just walking around my house now in lazy days in my like forever robe.
That's hilarious.
It's disgusting, but yes, it is. If you ever catch me on my balcony smoking and you see this man with a Batman Snuggie and a robe on, that is a not leaving the house day. The couch is my friend at that point.
That's fair.
There's nothing wrong with having a day not to leave the house. The problem is having all the days not to leave the house.
Mm,
You mean like everyone during lockdowns?
Yeah.
yeah, lockdown.
I don't know. I don't know when the last time I left my house was.
I can tell. It's almost like every time we see your background, the books are rearranged.
They're not. I haven't touched them in a long time.
See. Can I say that one of the things I've always wanted to do, Sarah. So I've always wanted to go to someone's house and arrange their books by color and size.
That would drive me crazy. They're arranged by type.
Yeah, not by name.
No, it has to be by color and shape.
They're arranged by type and how much I like them. The ones I don't like are on the lower shelves so I don't have to look at them.
Wow.
What? Is that weird?
Is it? You know what?
I have a lot of kids' books because I hopefully will maybe someday be a teacher, and that's useful. But they're not my favorite, so they live on the lower shelves.
All right. I mean, to each their own.
Thank you.
I'm still gonna rearrange your bookshelf one day, but yes.
You don't know where I live.
You deal with depression, right?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yes, very
so,
much.
So now tell us the other half of being lack of motivated, because I've definitely dated a few people, a few significant others who've had depression, but it's hard to filter that vicariously through my experience than just someone telling us about it.
Yeah, that's fair. When I'm dealing with depression, it's that same feeling. It's hard to get out of bed. It's hard to have a shower. It's nothing feels fulfilling. And there's no reason to do anything, so why bother? Um, I do think there's a chance. Motivation is also really, really affected by a lot of mental disorders, things like ADHD and autism and etc. And so yeah, I do wonder sometimes if something like that could be part of my problem with it too, but
You have a problem with autistic kids? That
no.
means you have depression?
Wow.
That's how I heard that sentence.
Maybe. Oh, jeez, John.
Sorry. That was mean.
It was. It really was.
Yeah, but are you really sorry?
He's not.
No, at
We
least
all
you
know
tried.
that.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
please go on. So
Go on.
tell us, because I know from what I've heard that especially when it's in the worst parts, because I know I don't experience this, but it's not even not the will to do anything. But I've heard that depression, like the actual mental disease, or illness, or sorry, I don't know the correct term. Please forgive me for that. Doesn't it like
It saps your will to survive, to live, to do anything.
yeah?
It makes you feel like everything is pointless and there's nothing that you can ever do about it.
I've definitely heard that exact sentence.
Yeah.
And then the worst time is when someone just goes, just be happy, just enjoy yourself.
Mhm.
if you just look at it in a different way, your depression will go away.
Oh, exactly. No, it's a problem with hormones and chemicals in your brain. It's not that easy.
Unless you're faking it.
Yeah, I would say that most people who are faking it probably aren't actually faking it. They're to want to fake it, there's probably something going on anyways.
I've heard of these people. They are called attention whores, I believe is the correct term. The scientific term.
I can obviously not speak to everyone,
No, of course
but
not.
I would think that most people who are looking for attention that badly, there is a reason why.
Oh yeah.
And that reason could be perhaps a different level of what they're looking for attention for, but they might not even be aware of it.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No, at least
No.
not to me.
Don't know how I can make that make sense.
So yeah, there you go, Mr. Goblin. As horrible as this is, that is what lack of
Adulthood
motivation
is like?
Yeah, that's yeah, that is what adulthood is like. It's
I'm
just
sorry, you have so much to look forward to.
yep.
Oh, it sounds great.
Get ready to enjoy your life and wallow
Have
in what
fun
could
now
be.
while you're young.
Oh man, aren't we just great balls of
Yes,
happiness
and
today?
lockdown. All that lockdown joy and goodness.
Yeah.
So let's keep the table on Sarah for a second. So, how do you, if you do, because I know with depression you do have to wait for it to pass, kind of like, but how do you pull yourself out? Because sometimes depression can perpetuate itself if you don't.
Yeah. Um, So the most
Then you're
regular,
extremist.
like ongoing problem I have with depression is SAD, seasonal affective disorder. Basically in the winter there's not enough sunlight, not enough vitamin D. I have real issues with that.
I'm sorry. Just pause right there. They made a disorder
Yes.
that's related to
Yes.
depression, and the
Yes.
acronym is SAD.
Yes. Yes.
Those bastards.
Yes.
Those
very
fucking
fitting.
bastards.
It's very fitting.
No, it's grossly ironic, and I both hate it and love it.
Yeah. I think most people feel that way about it.
Maybe they did it to try and make the people with depression crack a smile, even if it's the most
maybe.
morbid smile. Sarah, it appears you have sad. All right, please continue. I'm sorry.
Anyways, so since we live so far north in Canada, and not even like the southern part of Canada, it gets really dark here in the winter, and it really affects me. For me, when I'm dealing with that one, the best thing to do is to keep busy and to find something I like. I started experiencing it when I was in high school, and it would come back every year. And when I was in university, I discovered that spending like January, February writing a book really helped with that. So that's often what I do in January and February if I'm not feeling great. I try to find something I want to write about. I do deal with depression otherwise too, but I don't know. I don't think that I deal with it super well, so I don't know if I have anything much to say on that.
Well, what's a personal way you deal with it? May as well.
Sitting in a corner and crying?
Oh, and I mean, it must work. Tell me more. What kind of tears? Are we taking alligator, or are we talking like
the wet kind?
the little like princess ones that like trickle down the face, or like the crocodile tears, like full on bawling?
It depends on the day.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm glad you're so intrigued by the fact that I get really sad sometimes.
I'm just so scared of you sometimes. It's just hard to imagine you sad.
Well, I'm scared of everyone and everything sometimes, so.
Speaking of people I'm scared of, so Jeremy.
You're scared of Jeremy too?
Why don't how do you crawl out of since you don't have depression, you just have what I have, which is chronic laziness. How do you crawl out of your chronic laziness? How do you beat back the demon which is sloth?
Like I said, the shower is the first step. That's my big one. That's my boomer stick. Shower and coffee.
I hate you. I hate you so much. How is it so easy? It's oh dude. I'm the worst. It takes me either I don't do anything and I get into a rut, and I don't do anything for years. Like, it's bad.
Yeah.
I am a chronic procrastinator. I have to wait till things literally get thrown in my face before I do something. I remember one time I was working for 2 weeks straight, and I didn't even remember to take a shower until I got into a cab, and the cab opened all the windows and it was minus 30. I'm like, what are you doing? And he just looked at me, and he's like, you stink. And I was like, what? And he's like, you stink. And then he went like this, and I'm like, holy shit. And I'm like, yeah, nope. Thank you for telling me. I'm still tipping you, because holy crap, do I smell bad.
That's gross. That's a gross story.
You're
The
welcome.
question is, did you tip him more or less than you normally would?
Oh, I tipped him the same amount that I would have tipped him otherwise. Does that make me a bad person? I still gave him $5.
I think the not showering is the bigger problem. In this
Anyway,
case.
no,
I've got a weird question for you, John. Do you consume a lot of caffeine?
yes.
Those
Yes?
energy drinks will kill you.
Are you kidding me? I drink
Yeah.
a pitcher of coffee every day, literally
Holy
a pitcher,
crap.
and then I drink energy drinks till I pass out. Man, my heart is
How does it affect you?
it doesn't.
Totally does. Those energy drinks are shit on your body. They're so bad.
It's
Yeah.
true, but they do
My
sort
brother
of help.
Dallas pointed that out. He quit doing it, and then I stopped drinking energy drinks too, and it's huge.
Makes sense.
Like I said,
I
my poor
I have an
heart.
interesting thought that I'll talk about later.
But yeah, no, I over caffeinate. I just need it. I used to wake up at 5 a.m. and work till 1, 6 days a week. And then I worked construction for a while. Man, I would just get home and just be lazy. I wouldn't want to do shit. I'd have to take, like, I would have days off to go to school and I just wouldn't go. I got used to just studying on my own and teaching myself because I was too dead and just too lazy to even get out of bed. So I just grabbed my
I literally lived down the street from school when I was in university, and half the time when I could get away with it, which wasn't that often, but when I could, I didn't go either.
That
I
is what really
understand that.
university is. The art of figuring out how much you can do on your own.
Yeah. And also how many times you can skip and make excuses before your professors go, no, you need to be here.
I can't believe your professors made you actually go to class. That's
Oh yeah,
ridiculous.
all the time.
Um,
It was just like the education professors. They have a thing for it.
But yeah, no, I still find it hard to motivate myself. Just usually when I do it, when I finally get to it, I usually try to move everything at once. I push too many moving parts at once. I try to get everything not done right away, but I'll rush things and I'll be very bullheaded. Just because I was lazy, and I'm so used to just. Man, how do I motivate myself? Fuck, man, that's one hell of a question. I mean, it's ridiculous how hard it is to actually muster just energy, and I don't have depression or none of that. It's just wanting to pursue, like, everyone fucking talks about just pursuing your dreams or pursue what you want to do. And what they don't tell you is how fucking hard it is. Because it is so easy to just be down on yourself and just say it won't happen even if I try. And as soon as you say that, you've defeated yourself and you're not doing anything. But it's so easy to do that. So it comes down with literally the way I taught myself is just say fuck it. Just to say, like, fuck it, I just don't care anymore. Like, I don't care how anything's gonna go. I'm gonna do it just because I want to. That's why we started this podcast, man. Like, I just wanted to say fuck it. I wanted to do it. Just wanted to get done. I wanted to just do something else other than fucking sit all day in the fucking kitchen of my restaurant and have my parents tell me, yeah, you're going to inherit this one day. This will be the rest of your life. And me going, are you fucking kidding me, man?
Hey, at least you've got something to inherit and be the rest of your life. Could be worse.
Yeah.
Like me, who doesn't have something to inherit.
Lots of people?
Yeah.
And then when you finally get motivated, you have to stay motivated.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a bitch. That's even harder. Because it's
I have a lot of trouble with that.
super easy to just give up.
Yeah. When I'm motivated to do something, I'll do it obsessively for an amount of time until I get tired of it or some other thing happens, and then I'll completely forget about it and move on to something else and do that obsessively. And that can leave, and it means I end up with a lot of things half finished, which is frustrating, but it's really hard to make myself go back to them and keep working on them because my brain has just moved on.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It's not even that my brain moves on. It's I'll start being down on myself and I'll start denying myself.
Yeah.
Like even while doing this show. Like there are times where I've woken up in the morning and I'm like, "Oh, do I really want to do it?" And it's not that I have to convince myself. It's just there's always that doubt in my mind that just tells me to give up, and it's so easy to just push things off and just forget about it and think that it's not important, which is just and I guess the way I find that I keep sustained motivation, the easiest way I find sustained motivation is I make sure I enjoy what I'm doing. I never talk about anything. We never bring up a subject, or I never try to do something that I don't enjoy, unless I have to do it for work.
Yeah.
And so like if I'm ever so as long as I'm enjoying what I'm doing, then I stay motivated. Like DMing, like being a dungeon master. Like
See,
it's
I don't, and that's the difference. Even if I enjoy something, I love the heck out of it. After a while, my brain will just like switch, and I just can't do it.
so
Very
how
annoying.
so how has it been for being a host on the show then?
This is pretty much my only contact with other human beings, so it's really nice.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it.
Jeremy, how do you sustain motivation?
That's the issue.
Uh,
Yeah.
Sustaining motivation, not getting distracted.
well, what do you think's your biggest problem then? If you can do a bit of self-reflection.
Yeah, I got nothing for you.
You got nothing for me, or are you too scared to look deep inside that dark chasm? Find out what waits inside. Um, no, I get you though. Sometimes it's just you just don't want to do. It's not that you don't want to do it. You just have no will. Like to use as Green Lantern reference as I can. Just you just have no will to do it.
Yeah.
No willpower. Um, it's really great you're actually asking me to define this for you, because I've like, I mean, all right. Have you ever? How do I say this? Sarah, you take over for a second. I gotta think about what I'm trying to say.
What? I don't know what to say. I don't know. Motivation is difficult. It can depend on so many different things. And it can be very hard. I don't know what you want me to say, John.
I don't know, but that was more painful than just having the dead silence. I'm sorry.
That is totally fair.
That
I
was-
understand.
That was actually, it's funny. Sorry, I was just trying to look at my notes. And it's funny because the notes we posted, we have lack of motivation with notes, we have cyclical motivation with notes, and then sustained motivation. No one added anything.
I added
Yeah.
petty motivation.
Petty motivation, that's true. Tell us about petty motivation.
I find petty motivation to be the perfect way to just be petty, but without putting the extra effort that you want to put in.
So, like, work?
What?
No, like it gives you the just enough energy to be petty.
So, work?
I don't know what you're insinuating.
I don't know what you're insinuating.
So you're motivated to be petty to
Like-
annoy people?
Like, are we talking like Mark Wahlberg levels of petty? Where, like, in the movie The Other Guys, where he learns ballet just so he can make fun of the gay kid in his school?
Yeah, think like that.
That's not a little petty. That's really petty. that's like new levels of motivation to be a dick.
That is something that can motivate you, though, the desire to be a dick. Totally.
That's like the guy at the start line who's on the other side of the line from you, but will purposely, before the line, go over to your little kickstand and break it before the line starts just because. No one else's, just yours. That's petty.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking when I think petty.
I mean, the only sustained motivation I can think of that all of us share is work. Work, like cleaning our houses, I assume, and, well, maybe not Grease Goblin, but independence. Well, I mean, we clean our houses, Sarah. We don't just put it into new boxes.
What?
I was trying to make a joke about all the boxes.
I apologize that I have boxes in my house. Wow, what a shock.
I was trying to make a joke,
How
Sarah.
dare you have balls, Sarah?
Right? They're the
God.
worst thing you can have in your house.
Damn you for spatial
Who do you
cubes.
think you are?
How dare you ergonomically pack your stuff?
Right? It's the worst. How could I?
Anyway, but yeah. I like rolling back to us trying to say the only sustained motivation I think we all share is those three things. Except not all of us have dependents. Unless you count me and Sir Jeremy's cats. And Sarah.
I have cats.
And
And
you also
Kate
have a
has
husband.
cats.
You also have a
Cats.
husband. I was going to say you have more dependents than all of us.
Yes. I have 2 cats and a husband.
I like how you rolled your eyes when I said that. Like, damn, I really do.
He mostly takes care of himself. If I'm away, he will eat ramen. That's healthy, right?
You're talking about your cat Loki, right?
Yes, he makes ramen regularly. He's
I
very
mean-
good at it.
I'm quite impressed by that.
I wouldn't be surprised if he does, and he does it for yawn.
He trained the
Like,
cats to
forced
make him
them
food.
do it. Oh no, it was like forced slavery.
Oh no, you have never met our cats. It would not be forced. They would do it like very happily because they would
Don't
just want to
think
make him
you
happy.
know the motivation of yawn when you're not around for some ramen. I mean,
Ramen.
that might be the one time your cats fear him.
Our cats don't fear anyone.
That's exactly it. That might be the one time when Jan's hungry and you're not around.
I see. Oh,
Right?
is that it?
Because the option is he gets ramen and they have to make it, or he eats them. I mean, at that point, right? You're lower on the food chain. Get in my belly.
It's scaring me to know that you also own a cat.
She knows.
Yeah, but his cat's smart. Have you met his cat? His cat would
I
fight
have.
Jeremy to the death.
Like-
It would not be an easy fight.
Our cats are real dumb, but they're real friendly.
So they're like cat meat.
Mm.
No, they're really sweet. Don't kill
Exactly.
my cat.
Sweet, sweet cat meat.
Don't like the way this conversation is going.
Mm.
I think you may continue to not know where I live permanently.
Permanently?
Yes, John, permanently.
Oh. I guess the cat's out of the bag.
We don't keep our cats in bags.
But do you put them in boxes?
Occasionally, yes.
So does that mean they relinquish their existence for a brief second?
What?
Never mind. We'll talk about Schrodinger's cat later.
I hate Schrodinger's cat. Don't.
But yeah, I guess the hard thing is trying to keep something sustained motivated. Keeping sustained motivation. Wow, that was a horrible sentence that first came out of my mouth. The hard part about keeping sustained motivation is trying for it to not become work. Because that's the only thing I can think of that we actually have motivation to go do. Mostly because we need
Speak for yourself.
to pay. Yeah, so you don't end up like some people living in their house.
End up like some people living in their house.
Sorry, parents' house. Parents' house, yes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Except your
Unless there
dignity.
is something wrong with that.
Unless you have...
Not necessarily.
There's always pride, Sarah. It's always your pride.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, but I've given that up before, but this is nothing.
Living with your parents doesn't necessarily have to knock down your pride. It all depends on what you put pride in.
That's another discussion. I don't believe in putting selective that people can select what they put pride in. I think that's just a mockery of what pride should be.
I absolutely think you can. And I find it very odd that you don't. So yeah, okay.
Topic for another time, maybe.
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, is there anything that you could think of that doesn't become work when you actually are sustained, motivated to do it? Because if you think about it, when we were young, all they feed us, or at least all I can remember being fed as a child, was if you have pride in your work or if you love what you do, then it won't seem like a job. And in the end, it all derives towards you becoming a successful creator of GDP inside your market economy by, providing a service that people consume and then spend money on. So, in other words, everything boils down to how you make money off it. So,
yeah.
How much effort do you put into it? So is that really what life is just selling you now? It's just, if you want a sustained motivation, you basically are just turning it into a job that you love to do, so it doesn't seem like a job. But to anyone else who doesn't love what you do, to them that's just a regular job. Oh my god, I think I just broke myself.
It was a weird sentence, but I think yes.
Yeah.
Have I followed up all that?
Yeah, that's rough. I need to say it again.
I think he heard himself.
Just so we're clear, what I said was, when you're young and as you grow, you are told you should do something you love because then it won't feel like a job.
Except for the fact that it often just ends up with something you love
in
feeling
the
like
end,
a job.
It is still a job. And if someone else who does not love what you do gets hired to do what you do, they will still do what you do, but to them, it will just be a job.
Yes.
So...
But to you, it might also become just a job, and it might kill your love for it, which would be very unfortunate.
But... really, we're all talking about just how we've all been tricked by market economies into trying to find what we love and make money off it, so that, oh my god, that's what broke me. Was that sudden realization that I'm arguing just being a part of the system, and to what degree do I want to be part of the system, and how do I want to fit in the system.
Yeah, you sure are.
Oh, that hurts. It's like, every inch of my anarchist self is just crying.
Yeah.
Oh.
Excellent. You have fallen for the trap that is capitalism.
Yep. Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. So supportive. So great.
We all have.
So, Jeremy, what are your thoughts? Huh? That's right.
No, I don't think the same way as you do, though. Like, you're like, everything boils down to making money, and I don't know, for me it doesn't. It's always been as long as I can support my basic meaning of life, be able to do shit on the occasional, I'm a happy man.
You know who we need on here?
Really nice way to be.
One day we need to invite this nice girl I have on Facebook. I'm not going to say her name on the stream, but we need to invite her, Jeremy. That lady we both know, that you're related to.
Oh,
You know one of Jeremy's relatives?
I do.
Yeah,
That's creepy.
Oh, that being said, yeah.
yeah, I don't think that conversation would go in the direction you go in it too.
I think that would be the best time bringing her on. I would love to talk to her again. Especially with all this vaccine stuff. Whew, that would be a fun episode. Whew, that would be a fun episode. Oh, you really should.
Shut up. Yeah, alright.
We really should. That would be one hell of an episode. Especially if we had Insanieac on. Oh, I'd have some fun. That being said, any questions, Mr. Goblin?
Or have we just...
Did we successfully ruin your entire idea of what is the future and what to look forward to in life?
That was just an info dump.
Good.
Just wait, when it processes, you're gonna be real sad.
That's the funny thing.
And remember
I'm
this,
always sad.
as a developing
Yeah, that
male,
works.
there are 2 dates you need to worry about. 4 if you're lucky. The first 2 dates are 28 and 31. The next 2 dates, if you can pass those, are 35 and then 40. Those are the
What?
average ages that men experience the most amount of hair loss. If you can dodge those years, man, you'll keep your hair forever.
Well, also look at your mother's father and see if he has hair. If he does,
so far
chances
I've
are
made
high
it
that
past
he
2.
does.
So far I've gotten past the first 2 dates and I'm still holding strong. So only 2 more to go.
Watch, it's going to be the next one.
Fuck you.
Well, you're in the middle of the second one, so it might still happen.
Go, sir, kindly go fuck yourself, please.
Watch, it's because you're being all cocky now. You're going to lose all your hair by 35.
It's okay. He can wear fabulous wigs.
Exactly.
You can have a different color of hair every day.
And we're done. And this stream is over.
No.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think we're good. Unless anyone else has anything else to add.
No.
What did Mr. Rogers used to do? Those like end of the day quotes. Today, we learned that motivation as an adult is a bitch. And as you grow older, you will lose more and more of it. And you will find it harder to get out of bed. And you will find it harder to do mundane things. And the only thing you'll ever find yourself motivated to do is go to work, go home,
You're not going to be motivated to go to work. You're just going to have to do it anyways.
and then maybe stroke one out and go back to sleep.
Charming.
Welcome to adulthood. Happy 30s. And that's the Villains Talk Show. Thank you all for watching. I'm sorry you had nothing better to do. I'm actually really glad you spent it with us here. I am C4. Beside me is the lovely Sarah Vike. In the ether is Sir Jeremy and the Great Grease Goblin. Hopefully Insanieac will be with us next time. And yeah, next Sunday is 2-Shot Sundays. See you then. Past episodes are on Twitch or YouTube. You can also catch podcasts wherever you do podcast things. Villains Talk Show. Woo! Yeah.